Hi guys, this is Louie. Say hi. Boop, boop, boop. I wanted to do an update on my experience with the GLP-1. So I've been on it a year now and I've lost about 50 pounds. I went off it for a few weeks just because I couldn't get in. I got a lot of glare coming off the car over there. I went off it a few weeks, like a month ago, just because I couldn't get back into town to get some more whatever. And I did gain back like 3 or 4 pounds, like quickly. So maybe this is a forever drug. I don't know. I know I could, I'm going to move this just slightly so that's not glaring in my face. That's better. Okay. I don't know if it's a forever drug or maybe I don't know. But now that it's summertime, I am going to be exercising more. And so I'm assuming, I'll be able to stay on track a little bit better. I am on a very low dose. I am on a 5. They usually start you to 2.5. I've only gone up to a 5. I don't do any more than that. So I've had no side effects, had no issues. Here's the things that I've noticed. Immediately when I started taking it, I am a muncher. Okay, I am menopausal, actually I'm postmenopausal now, but I like to snack, I like my sweets, I like my candy, I like my cakes, I like my pies, I like my ice cream. So what the GLP-1 did for me is it put all that stuff out of my mind. Uh-oh, puppy's chewing on something. What do you got? Okay, he's all right. He's okay. Anyway, I've noticed that immediately as soon as I started taking it, all the food noise was gone. I mean, like the next day, immediate. I no longer was constantly thinking about what's in the fridge, what's in the pantry, what can I snack on? And that was the biggest difference. I still get up, I have my breakfast, whatever I want, I sometimes skip lunch. If I'm busy, I'll power right through and I won't even realize I haven't eaten. I always have dinner. But the snacking is gone and the constant thinking about food is gone. And that's how I lost the weight because I just wasn't snacking all the time. I still eat what I want. I just find that I eat less. Like, let's say I do have cookies in the RV. I can eat one and be completely satisfied. I don't need to eat the entire package, which is what would happen in the past. I would, one leads to 2. You can't just eat one chip, and next thing you know, the whole package is gone. Or ice cream bars. You have one, and then next thing you know, all 6 are gone. So that's gone. That need to just continue to stuff my face is gone. And that's how I lost the weight. It's not like I've stopped eating the things I enjoy. I just eat less of it and I'm not constantly snacking. Okay, so that has been my experience. Now, when I went off it for the few weeks, I did notice that food noise started to sneak back in and I noticed I was snacking more and immediately 2 or 3 pounds went back on in that time frame. So I could see that if I went off of it, it's going to be a problem. Now, one of the things that I have to be honest about is I am on a very tight budget, and I've talked about that in other videos. I am trying to get my bills down to where I just have nothing. And so a GLP-1 is kind of a luxury for some people. Not all insurance will cover it. I did not go through my doctor. I get my GLP-1 through a private source who sources it privately through a compounding place, blah, 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 blah. It only cost me about $65 or $75, or about $65 a month, I think. I get it at a 3-month set, and I think it averages about $65 or $70 a month. So that's uber cheap because I know some people are paying hundreds. And so if you source it and find other places you can get it, I know that the pharmacies right now are like trying to put a halt on the compounding less expensive because they're losing money. My puppy's pulling things off the floor. Hey, you, come here. Do you want to be part of the video? So yeah, hopefully that won't go away because honestly, if I have to pay pharmaceutical company prices for it, I'll have to go off of it. And I probably will gain the weight back because I don't want to give up the things I Life is short. Of course, if I get fat, life will be shorter, right? I put on a lot of weight through menopause, through cancer, through all the illnesses I had, through the pandemic. And I was rocking about 245. You know, I was a big gal. And I wanted to show you. So I'm going to have to back up a lot here. Let's turn this again. I think that most of that glare is gone. So a year ago, this shirt, let me tilt this so you can see my waist. A year ago, this shirt was like stretched to its max. And now it's loose. Now it fits me good. It's loose. My pants are comfortable. They used to be super tight. Now they're actually falling down. I've noticed all my jeans I've got to wear belts with now because they're falling down. So that's great. It's giving me more energy. Just losing that 50 pounds. I would like to lose another 25. I don't plan on being rail thin. I never have been. I don't want to be. But my goal is another 25. And then maybe I'll drop down to 2.5. So I'm just not snacking as much. But anyway, I've had no side effects, like I said before, but here's the thing that's starting to drive me nuts. This. It's not pretty, you know? And what bothers me the most about it is, I'll go out in public. I mean, it doesn't bother me like this, but when it bothers me, oh my God. So I'm a hairstylist. We've talked about this before. When I'm shampooing somebody, I just know they're looking up going, is that going to hit me in the face? Oh my God. That is my biggest thing. And I've known people that have done the surgery and things to like shore up some of that or cut it off or whatever. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to go under the knife. I'm not that vain, but that's my only thing. And my legs are the same way. I look like the lady with the wrinkly pantyhose. You know, my thigh skin is kind of hanging down from my knees and stuff now, and it's just loose skin, and maybe it'll bounce back. I doubt it. But, you know, I do have more energy now. I'm able to get out and do more. I'm able to, you know, a year ago, I had to rebuild a pump in the back of the RV, and I couldn't hardly fit in there. It was a disaster trying to get in there and bend and twist and, you know, get the pump out and all. And this year I had to rebuild it again. This is RV life, people. This year I had to get back in there and pull the pump out and rebuild it again. And it was so much easier. One, because I knew what I was doing this time, but two, it's like I fit in the space. And I was telling my mom, I'm like, oh my God, this is so much easier when I'm 50 pounds lighter. So overall, I'm thrilled. The only downfall is this, and the fact that I'm going to have to buy new clothes. I'm still wearing the ones that I have. I'm wearing a belt because I told my mom I am not buying any new clothes until I get to goal weight. Then I will. But anyway, that's the update on the GLP-1. If you can afford it or if you can get it and you have 50 or more pounds to lose, I would not suggest someone going on this just to lose a few pounds. It's no. You know, there's no reason to do that. But I had been carrying that extra weight for 5 or 6 years, and I felt like it was aging me. It was wearing me out. It was exhausting. Imagine carrying around a 50-pound bag of dog food everywhere you go, you know, and you don't realize you're doing it because it sneaks up on you over years. And then you're just kind of doing it. And then you're wondering, why am I exhausted? Why am I tired? Why do my knees hurt? Why does this hurt? Why is that? You know, and it's like, because you're carrying around a 50-pound bag of dog food on your back or on your belly. So, I mean, I couldn't even look down and see my feet a year ago. And now I can. I can see my grungy tennis shoes. So, but if you've got like 50 or more pounds to lose, I would highly suggest looking into it. Like I said, I get mine from somebody local, so it's not even worth, you know, talking about where I get it. But do some research, ask friends that maybe are on it, see if there's someplace you can get it cheaper if you can't afford it. And let's pray that the pharmaceutical companies don't take this over and turn it into something that we can't afford, because it really has made a difference. Oh, the only thing I've noticed is that I'm a little irpy now. I'm like, little burps. I never used to burp. Now, little burps once in a while. And I think maybe it's just because my stomach is just kind of shrinking over time or something like that. But yeah, that's it. I get it from a compounding pharmacy. I pay it on the cheap. I just get my needles and my things that I need off Amazon super cheap. It can be more expensive if you get it pre-measured, and because some private sources sell it that way too. My sister was getting it from a source like that, and she was paying way more than I was because it was all pre-measured and the shots and blah blah blah. And I just get it. I get it in a powder form with some water. I mix it based on what the person is telling me to, the professional is telling me to do, and then I just use my own needles and things I get from Amazon. So that's how it works for me. And I've been really happy. No side effects, no problems. If anything, I feel great. I have more energy. Right? That's it. Again, only downsize. Have a great day. Hey, so I have the reputation of being really good with curly hair. And it's because I started doing curly hair right out of the gate when I first started doing hair, because I loved the process. I loved watching flat limp curls bounce again because of something I had done. And so yes, I am very good at cutting curly hair, and I'm constantly learning. I know when I first started doing curly hair, the way I was taught is not at all how I do it now, because things evolve, things get better, there's better products. And one of the products I love the most, and it's not for everyone, but it's for the majority of my clients. The type of clients I see here in Gig Harbor have fine, very lightweight hair with curl. It's not the coarse, heavy curl. I don't see a lot of that, and that would be a different product. I'm talking about the majority of the ladies and little girls that I see here in the harbor, and my favorite product for them is this, what's it called now? Because I just call it what it is. It's the Frizz-Free Spray Gel from Surface. And I'm going to put a link below so you can get it from my personal shop. But if you don't want to pay shipping and you have Amazon Prime, I will also leave my affiliate link there where you can purchase it on Amazon for the exact same price, but they do give me a little bit of a cut. So what I like about this is, first of all, I believe... Well, first of all, I got to say, I don't know all the products out there. And if you've ever sat in my chair, you know that I am not super brand loyal. I'm not going to force you to use what I use in my shop, but I can't use every brand that's out there. And there's a lot of good things. So if you have something that's working for you, great. But a lot of times people come to see me because they're trying to learn how to deal with their curls. And so I always suggest either a mousse for curl definition or body, or a lightweight cream for curl definition and reducing frizz. But I always suggest some type of a gel as your final product you put on, so that it will harden into a cast as it's drying and keep the frizz down, keep the curl definition in place until you fluff it and crunch it at the end. And that's why I like this. It's super lightweight. You put in your regular product, you use the curl brush that I'll have another video on, and you get it all set the way you like it, and then you spray this curl gel all over it, and then you just don't touch it. If you're going to diffuse it, that's fine, but hover until it's like 90% dry before you start touching it. You want that little bit of a cast to set, and then you can start, scrunching and doing that kind of thing. And that's going to protect you from getting too much frizz and help your curls last a little longer. I love this spray. Give it a try.